Hello, vinyl community. I am Will Smith. I got in the mail today the next installation of the Metallica box set series, and wanted to go ahead and open it, but film that, be able to share that with you guys. So what I'll do is I'll flip the camera down so that we can look at it together, and let's open it up. Okay. Box seems to be in good shape, and I don't see a lot of worse for wear in the shipping. There's one little mark over here, but that shouldn't be a big deal. We'll go ahead and open this up. Let's see what we have. Wow. Nice custom screen printing on the actual box itself. Thick piece of foam around the entire actual thing. Nicely cut, so it fits in there nicely. Let's see. Set this to the side. All right. Hype sticker. We'll see that it includes the actual album on 180 gram vinyl, plus lyric folder, poster. There's a pus head print, 3 Tor laminates, Rorschach test cards, which again was part of this, as well as our last one, fully reloaded sticker, and a 128 page book. So let's see. I'm gonna just try and split this, try and use my nail. I'll save this plastic so that I can try and get that sticker off. Let's see. Immediately, there's a couple of things that stand out. This cover, the whole thing feels a little more glossy than previous ones. This image is quite glossy here on the top. The actual cardboard feels glossy. It's slightly embossed in where it says Metallica Reload, and it feels like that's a print that's adhered. This is also embossed in. Looking just at the spine, this is printed on, but it's slightly raised, and the Metallica M is embossed, as well as the 1997. The back has an actual embossed Metallica Ninja Star. There's an official sticker. Let's see, mine is number 2467 of 17,500. This spine doesn't have anything. I don't see anything on the top or the bottom either. There was this paper on the back, which again, it has just details of everything that's there. So reloads on a double LP. There's a memory remains 7-inch. We didn't really talk about that before. There's a Ministry of Sound live at Ministry of Sound in London vinyl. Then we've got a handful of CDs and different things. We'll get a chance to look at that here shortly. As we open up, similar to last time, we have what feels like a couple of magnets in here and a little nice positive enclosure. I'll try and show that here. That snaps well. Also highlight that it has the little scallop here so that we can more easily reach into it. And we're first presented with Reload, Gatefold album. Looks very good. Looks very similar to the other. I'd have to pull it out. Inside, so we're on black vinyl. We can see there we are on lined paper inner sleeves, but it is plastic lined and looks quite good. Inside of here also, same as what the CD came out with so many years ago. We've got that with the Rorschach stuff. Just slip this back. See if we have anything additional on this side. We do. So here, again, very similar to how the lyric sheet was done in the CD, just in a couple of 11.5-inch, I'm assuming that's about 11.5 inches or so, maybe a 12-inch square. That's quite nice. Here we have the Memory Remains single on a 7-inch. So it says side A, Memory Remains. Side B, For Whom the Bell Tolls, in a Haven't Heard It Yet mix. Interesting. So we'll pull that out. Small plastic inner sleeve. 45 RPM black vinyl. That's pretty cool. There's nothing else in there. Okay, now here is the triple LP, Ministry of Sound, 1997, live at Ministry of Sound, London, from November 13th, 1997. So we have a triple gatefold. This looks like our download card. So that just popped out of the side there. I'm going to set that to the side. But here we've got James, Jason, Kirk, and Lars on the inside of that gatefold. Let's just take one of these out so that we can see that. Again, feels like a really good heavyweight vinyl. Black, plastic lined paper inner sleeve. Nicely labeled from their blackened label, which is cool. I don't see anything else in there. I don't believe anything else particularly special on these. That is interesting. Let's take a look here at what we've got for a track list. So there's an intro jam, Helpless, For Horsemen, Wolf and Man, The Thing That Should Not Be, and Fuel, Memory Remains, King Nothing, Bleeding Me, No Remorse, Am I Evil, Stone Cold Crazy. Then there's an encore jam. Then they do The Wait. And last, we have Master of Puppets, an encore jam number 2, and Damage Inc. That's cool. All right, now we get into some of the other goodies. I'm going to start placing this just underneath here, just so it doesn't slide out. Okay, this is supposed to be the lyric sheet, and we have here band signatures. So these are printed, but nicely printed onto this as well. So are these other things. So this isn't a Metallica sticker or anything. The folder is a nice heavier weight. Let's see here. We'll flip through a couple of these. I don't know if these have a particular name, but it is fun to go through and see that, the handwritten notes, the crossing this out. No, we don't want to do it that way. I do think that's a fascinating part of the creative process of any artist. This particular album, Reload, more than any, I know it can be quite controversial, but Reload, more than any other album, meant just an absolute ton to me. It came out right as I had turned 16. My parents were going through a divorce. I played this album on repeat just a ton. And Low Man's Lyrics specifically was one that I played to the point that the actual CD broke. The medium that holds the information came off of the plastic CD part, and so it was skipped, and I needed to get a new one. But that, for me, this album in particular, was something just very, very valuable to me at that point in my youth. So, very cool sticker here. Obviously, from load, says fully loaded. Looks like it says Metzler there. It's a popular tire brand. Very cool high gloss sticker. Here is that pus head print. Very nice. Like, the quality of it seems very good. Seems like something that is just right ready for framing. Let's see. So here is our poster. Kind of a, well, no. It says Danny Roth down there. So our kind of Rat Fink Metallica theme going on. Gimme Fuel, it says here at the bottom. Very cool poster. It's almost unfortunate these always come with that little crease down the center. Nothing on the back for that, but very cool. I noticed that in these videos, I end up saying very cool a lot. I think it is all very cool, but I probably should find a different word. Here's that book. Cover feels great. That is printed on. It's not glued on. Spine says Reload. That is also printed on. It's gloss, so you can really kind of feel that. Same with the Reload there. On the back, we just have the Metallica M. I'll have to go through and read these, and I do enjoy going through and just putting on the album and going through this kind of stuff. I think that's very fun. Interesting to see here. It looks like studio calendar time. Like, what are we doing across that? It says the plant on those, so it might be hard to see here in the video. The engineer, some of his thoughts. They always claim that some of the things here, I do like that they've involved Jason Newsted. I'll pause my previous thought. The fact that Jason Newsted, who was a very critical part of these albums, is involved. He did some of the Metallica unboxing or opening videos, both for Load and here for Reload, and the fact that we have him here in the book and his kind of thoughts and perspective on it is pretty awesome. Yeah, pretty awesome here. So anyways, the claim that I was going to say is that they always say that there are photos in here that are new. I'll be honest, sometimes with the photos, there's going to be ones that I haven't seen, or maybe it's just subtly different from something else, but I also don't necessarily remember them all. So I'll skip through a bunch of this. We have this interview here that's caught. Howard King, the lawyer, on the pre-release show. Tony Smith, the tour manager, on it. I mean, that's kind of cool to get all these perspectives. It also helps remind us that while there are the 4 people in the band, there's so much more that goes into producing this kind of music and helping make this music available to all of us. So I'll kind of go through that. The back here is, again, all the notes about what's included in the box set. And it concludes with that. So let's take a look through each of these stacks. There's a little bubble wrap here. We have a baggie of Metallica Picks says give me fuel on this side. Says Metallica on this side. They look like, I haven't opened this up, but they look like kind of the Dunlop tortoise kind of ones that I've used before and enjoyed. That's kind of cool. We'll just take one stack at a time here. I'll start with this one on the bottom side. So we've got Poor Australian Me, 98, live at Brisbane Entertainment Center. I found that these are all very similar, but they're kind of like, almost like little mini records. So cardboard sleeve, outer sleeve, a paper inner sleeve. Let's look at what this CD looks like here. So silver and black. It's our disc 2 of that one. The next, let me see, I'm pinching something there. It's not folding right. Okay. The next, Poor North American Me, 98, live at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Very similar CD setup there. Jason on the front. Behind those two is this. This must be the Rorschach cards. Let me set these down and just open this up. So it feels like a little box of cards. It has that similar thing. Back and front of the box, identical. Nothing really on the sides. It is the Rorschach cards. So on these, front has a little Rorschach thing, has the name. So we have the Fixer, Attitude, Where the Wild Things Are, Slither, Devil's Dance, etc. On the back, silver with the Ninja Star. Let's just see if I can tell really quick how many there are here. Yeah, so there's 13 of them. Seems like one for each song in the album. So kind of interesting, kind of fun. Set that one back. Take this. So here we have 3 things. So we have the album itself on CD. This looks like on the one side we actually have, man, this feels thicker than the CD from when I was a kid. But it's like the CD insert booklet. So you've got the lyric thing and photos going on. Very cool. The other side has, so the gate, we'll show that. And then the actual CD there. In the back, we have the lyrics listing. Here, Shadowcast, disc 1 and 2, riffs, demos, sessions. Session takes, rough and alternative mixes. So same CD there. And that's interesting. So as they're just doing riffs and different things and playing with them, we see some different names. Drivin', Skimpy, Bastard, Martini, Fish Tank, Lenny, Bastard, Better. That's kind of interesting. And then we've got, like, for even 2 demo, Mine Eyes, which is the Lowman's Lyric demo. Voodoo Queen is Fixer. Sweat is Attitude. Very interesting. And then here we have Shadowcast, discs 3 and 4. This is riffs, demos, session takes, rough and alternative mixes. So more of what we see the same there. Similar paper sleeve around the CD. So let's go with this corner here. Also note that this insert, I think they call it flocking when they go through and spray like an almost felt-like thing. It feels like the insert is maybe a plastic, but it's a little more rigid. And I don't know if it's because they have this raise right here or what, but it does feel a little more rigid than some of the others. Several different discs here. Let's see. Pour Retouring Me, the soundboard tapes. So CD1, tracks recorded live at Yoyogi Daiichi Taikukan in Tokyo. I probably did not pronounce that right. I apologize. Then we've got one from Perth Entertainment Center in Perth on CD2. Similar story with the paper inner sleeves there. Next, studio shit and music videos and TV appearances. So we've got here Riding in Large's Dungeon, Rehearsals at the Plant. It says part 2, so maybe we'll see part 1 a little bit earlier. Then music videos of The Memory Remains, The Unforgiven 2, Fuel. We also have Fuel, the official music video, and the Hot Rod edit. Then MTV's Reload, Rehearse, Request. So Low Man's Lyric, Helpless, Last Caress, Fuel, Devil's Dance 1, and For Whom the Bell Tolls, King Nothing, Creeping Death, Motor Breath, and So What. And then some TV appearances. So The Memory Remains, live on Top of the Pops. The Memory Remains, live on TFI Friday. King Nothing, live on Recovery TV, as well as Fuel. So some DVD there. It's cool. Poor Californian Me, 98. So we have another DVD. Let's see here. This is live at Shoreline Amphitheater, Mountain View, California, August 30th, 1998. And it is the, looks like it's the concert on DVD. Poor East Asian Me, 98, live at the Olympic Gymnastics Arena in Seoul, South Korea, April 24th, 1998. Again, these are getting that same similar paper insert, but it now has a plastic sleeve, looks like black cover with some silver writing on it. So this will be that whole concert from South Korea in Seoul. And then Band in Philly, 1997, live at the Core States Complex parking lot. I feel like that name, Band in Philly, has a story behind it that I do not know. If you guys do, please feel free to leave comments and fill me in. That'd be awesome. Okay. So in our last stack, this is where we actually have the laminates. I always think these are cool. Pour Retouring Me. Okay, so different colors of the same for those two. We have one with a green quilt and one with a purple quilt, prominently purple, I should say. And then this says across and under. I don't know if it's coming through well that we've got here, obviously, underneath the Ninja Star here at the bottom, there's Australia, New Zealand. We've got various parts of Malaysia and whatnot over here. Japan's up here. So, and then it's difficult to see, but there is kind of a little holographic Ninja Star right here on these as well. That comes out more. I hope it's coming through on video right there. I think those laminates are cool. All right. So for these last two, we have Escape from the Studio 97, live at the Reading Festival in Reading, England, and remixes from the vault. Bunch of things on here. hold so you can see that track list. And then here, Poor Acoustic Me, Bridge School and Virgin Radio and KSJO's Don't Call Us, We'll Call You. Some of this is interesting. In the notes here, it says track 1 features Jerry Cantrell on guitar and Les Claypool on bass. Track 2 features Pepper Keenan and Jerry Cantrell on guitar and Sean Kinney on percussion. So there's quite a few of these that are going to be different. With that said, we've gone through everything there. We'll go and take and set these back in here carefully. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate the support and the comments that I get, so please feel free to leave comments and do all of the necessary for additional content in the future. And we'll see all you guys. We'll see everyone on the next one.